Robbie Wilson on the Fisch Bowl. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
Swim in the bowl, I like that.
I hope the temperature is just right.
The temperature? Well, here in Glasgow it's pretty roasting, man. So, caps off weather.
It's been pretty hot here in Pittsburgh as well. We just had like a heat wave this past weekend, and it was rough.
Oh man, yeah, heat wave in Scotland's like fucking like detrimental to people's health here, because like nobody's used to it.
Right. I can believe it. Like I heard here in the States, like in certain areas it was like over 100, close to like 120. And like the Arizona, California area, it was bad. But it's finally like starting to cool off a little bit here. I'm not sure. Not sure about your guys' end.
I think it's actually just starting to like heat up for we're supposed to be getting a heat wave here. So who knows?
Okay, our weather is becoming your weather.
Yeah. Well, that would be a nice change of pace.
Right. Awesome. Well, I have my first question for you, and that is, what got you interested in music?
Oh, fuck. Oh, can I swear?
Yeah, you can totally swear. Say fuck as many times as you want.
Cool. What got me into music? Probably one of my biggest influences was my dad, because he likes pure classic rock and stuff, you know, like Led Zeppelin, The Who, The Beatles, The Rolling Stones. Some of which I'm like obviously super into myself now, you know.
Definitely, that's awesome. Like I have to say that my dad pretty much got me into the stuff that I'm into. The Who was one of the bands that we listened to constantly in the car growing up. I mean, when I was in kindergarten, I knew what Tommy was. Which was pretty cool. And I've always been a huge Zeppelin fan.
Led Zeppelin were my first ever favourite band.
Awesome. Are you familiar with a band? I believe they're UK also, called Slow Season.
They're called what?
Slow Season.
Slow Season? I don't think so, actually.
Oh, okay. They have like a really Zeppelin sound.
Alright, that's cool. I'll definitely have a listen then.
Yeah, they're really good. Like, everybody in the States is like, Greta Van Fleet, and I'm like, those guys are good, but I've been like schooling people in the States on Slow Season because, you know, I like Greta Van Fleet, and they have Zeppelin influences, but this band Slow Season, like, right down to the singer and the drummer, and just the whole band in general, like they really sound like Zeppelin.
Yeah, that's funny. Everyone in my band says that I look like Robert Plant, but I don't.
Awesome. My next question is, who are some of your influences?
Well, I feel like the most obvious one that I guess comes through the most is probably obviously the Brian Jonestown Massacre. Like, not a huge surprise to anyone hearing that, I suppose. Like, I love Spaceman Free, Spiritualized, Spectrum, like, the Beatles, the 13th Floor Elevators, the Kinks, it's hard, now I'm just drawing up a blank. Obviously, like, Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, all the classic psych bands and stuff, man. I really like psych music, you know?
Definitely. For me, like my two favorite genres are like the shoegaze, like dream pop, and like ironically the contrasting like heavy, you know, kind of like hard rock, like old school Sabbath sounding stuff. But I mean, with the Kundalini Genie, like I really hear like a fusion of like the Brian Jonestown Massacre and the Dandy Warhols.
Yeah. Forget the Dandies as well. They're a big influence, obviously.
Yeah, and I've actually had a chance. I actually met the Dandy Warhols like on my birthday a couple years ago. They came to Pittsburgh, and it was like actually on my birthday, and I got like VIP tickets. Got to like meet them and have dinner with them, and
that's not such a bad birthday present.
it was like the best 28th birthday present I ever could have gotten. And they even performed the song And Then I Dreamt of Yes for me for my birthday.
That's really cool.
They told me they don't usually perform live because it's hard on Courtney's vocals, but they did it, and like it was a closer song, and like the crowd went wild after they finished, and I recorded the whole thing. It was awesome. This last summer, I saw the Jonestown Massacre here in Pittsburgh, and they put on an awesome show. And that was my first time seeing them, and a couple years back, I also saw Black Rebel Motorcycle Club, and
that's cool, man.
They put on an awesome show.
Yeah.
And you guys, man, like, I would love to see you guys come to Pittsburgh and perform.
That would be cool. Hopefully one day we'll make it.
It would be awesome. Like like the venue you guys need to check out is called Mr. Small's Theater. It's like a church that they converted into a music venue. Great acoustics in there. I would just love to see you guys perform live.
Oh, cool, man.
My next question for you is, who are some of your favorite bands, just in general?
I guess, like, I would have to say, like, all of the same bands I just mentioned, really, you know? Fucking, the one that I feel like we probably don't really sound influenced by, like, but it's one of my favourite bands. In fact, yeah, I've got two. It's like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, and then the West Coast Pop Art Experimental Band. Like, I don't think we sound anything like either of those bands, but, like, they're two of my favourite bands of all time.
Awesome. I'm a huge Neil Young fan.
Yeah, Neil Young's my hero, man.
Yeah, man, like, you know, everything that guy's done is amazing. I was born in the 80s, so I grew up in the 90s, and I'm a huge, like 90s alternative fan, like all like the Soundgarden, Alice in Chains, you know.
Oh, Placebo as well, fucking, like, you're really good.
Yeah. That band's really good. I like that Neil Young, like, pretty much spawned the whole, like, grunge movement.
Yeah, for sure.
It's interesting to see how, like, music, like, translates over the years and evolves and stuff.
Yeah.
I was actually wondering, like, where do you see, like, the next phase of music going?
For, like, my band, you mean?
Yeah, or just,
mean, like, in general for, like,
well,
music?
I guess with your band, and then, like, in general also.
Well, as for, like, where I see it going, I'm not 100% sure, man. I'm probably not qualified to say. I think, like, music's never been better. Like, just consider, like, a lot of people nowadays think, like, music's, like, was a lot better in, like, the 60s or something, you know? Which, like, yeah, there was, like, a lot of great bands then, but, like, I don't think the quality of the good bands, like, went down at all. If anything, like, I think that these bands are just getting better and better because they've got all of the previous influence of, like, really great bands that came before them, you know, that paved the way for that. So I think that, like, things like, I mean, like, psychedelic rock and stuff like that, like, to me, just keeps getting better and better, you know? And, like, the type of things that, like, I mean, there's a lot of albums and stuff now that, like, if were released in the 60s would be absolute classics now, you know? Kind of just see, like, that type of thing getting better. As for the direction of, like, what, like, say, mainstream music and all that type of stuff is, like, fucking, who am I to say, you know?
Right. I definitely agree with you on that. Again, like, you know, one of my favorite genres is psychedelic rock. I definitely agree with you. Like, the bands that I'm hearing now with the influences of bands from, like, the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and up to now, it does just keep getting better and better.
Yeah.
And I think with, like, the access to music now,
that's a huge part of it.
Right. I mean, like that's how I found out about you guys. Just, you know, from, you know, a suggestion on Spotify, and like that's how I get into a lot of new music. And
for sure.
When I like listen to that stuff, and I see, like, up and coming, you know, bands like yourselves really producing what, you know, I call great music.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Like, I feel like, you know, I need to interview you guys potentially while I can, you know, so help promote, the arts and music and stuff, and help get your stuff out there, because, I definitely think it deserves to be heard.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and yeah, I'm happy that you decided to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys are awesome. I've been following everything you've been posting on social media with your third album coming out, and I actually had a question, because like one of my dad's all-time favorite artists that he got me into, that's now one of my all-time favorite artists, was Frank Zappa. And I was wondering, what was it like recording in the Captain Beefheart studios?
Well, I didn't like record in like the Captain Beefheart studios. Like, it wasn't like anything to do with like actually like Captain Beefheart. Like, yeah, it was like to do with there's a YouTube channel, and he's called Captain Beefheart.
Oh,
it's just obviously like if you're so it's nothing actually to do with like Captain Beefheart. It's a separate person that kind of like has his own channel on YouTube, and he puts up a lot of like modern like psychedelic rock and stuff.
Okay.
So like it was him. He's become a good friend of mine as well, and he started like a kind of DIY record label, and so kind of as like him helping me and me helping him, like he's like released our third record, alongside Little Cloud from Portland. So like it was nothing to do with like the actual Captain Beefheart, sadly, but happily it was to do with like Captain Beefheart. Who is a good friend of mine. So
very cool. Can you tell us like a little bit more about like that Captain Beefheart?
Basically, he's just a guy from Austria who loves music, and like he decided back like probably like 5 years ago or something to make a YouTube channel and like just upload lots of albums to it, like of music that he thought was good. And now he's got about 70, 80 odd thousand subscribers. I can't remember exactly. So like he's doing quite well in that regard, and basically like he's kind of created a bit of a community online on YouTube for people who are just kind of like browsing music, I guess, like anyone would through Spotify or iTunes or anything like that, Yeah, it's just a really nice like kind of online community that I suppose that like people go to discover new music.
Very cool. I'm gonna have to check out that YouTube channel, and
yeah, you'll never ever run out of great bands, man. There's a million great bands on there. Anytime someone asks me about like, what bands in the psychedelic rock like genre or whatever, or like what psych bands do you recommend, I always say just go to this YouTube channel, and there's like probably over 100 albums of just like really great bands,
Awesome. I will definitely check that out. I had a question, because I saw on Google when I was like downloading images to kind of like promote this interview, and it has to do with a band that I just started listening to, and I'm really trying to get on my show as well. I saw you guys played a show together, which was Frankie Teardrop Dead.
Frankie Teardrop Dead. Yeah, they're the fucking best band in the world, man. Like, there is not a better band in the world right now, currently, than Frankie Teardrop Dead. Like, they're an amazing live band. They're like really, really amazing people. Like, they're all like our best friends. So like, like there was the whole like Dandies and BGM thing where they were kind of like pals and that. But then obviously I don't know them personally enough to speak on the matter. But like it seems like they had a lot of turmoil and kind of maybe a wee bit of fighting and all that type of thing. But we don't really have that. Like, in fact, I say really, like we don't have that at all. Like, they're just like, if our band, if the Kundalini Genie was a person and Frankie Teardrop Dead was a person, they'd be shagging. You know what I mean?
Awesome. Like, I just through, I think it was listening to you or like one of the other bands that was like a shoegaze dream pop band. It showed up on my Spotify, and I listened to both their albums already, like repeatedly. And
yeah, what are they called?
I think it was actually the band was Fire Friend.
Oh, Fire Friend! Oh, they're really cool as well, man. Yuri, they're like, I think the front man. He's like such a lovely guy. Like, I only was quite recently introduced to Yuri through Mike from Little Cloud Records, and so I started speaking to Yuri, and like obviously I listened to his music, and like when he started speaking to me, I was like, oh, like Asteroid Blues and that. So I was like, oh, that's cool. And then he started speaking to me. He made a website for our band, like just for like, well, obviously, like, I paid, like, the expenses that it cost to have a domain, but he did it all for free, just, like, designed it all just because he's a really nice guy and that, you know? So, like, on top of, like, being a really great band, he's, like, a really great guy, you know? So
That's awesome. Yeah, like, I listened to everything from Fire Friend, and
yeah, they're really good, man. Their new
really,
album's
really
coming
good.
out soon, which I've had the pleasure to hear, because obviously being on Little Cloud Records, like, Mike sends us all the stuff, and he's always like, don't tell anyone, but, like, so don't tell anyone. But, yeah, like, I've heard that it's really, really good, man. So
Awesome. Yeah, like they become one of my new favorite bands. Frankie Teardrop Dead, another one of my all-time, like, current favorite of,
yeah.
like, the shoegaze genre. And then you guys, I also like to follow bands that, you know, put out more than one album in a year, you know.
Yeah.
And I had the pleasure of interviewing Stanley Belton from Black Market Karma.
Like, Stan's such a fucking lovely guy, man. Like, he's offered me a lot of advice and stuff, and we speak periodically. But, like, Black Market Karma are one of the best bands about, man. Like, they're so good. Stan's, like, such a prolific songwriter, and a really talented musician.
Oh, definitely, and a huge Star Wars fan.
Of course.
Yeah, we're friends on Facebook, and, you know, I like to say that when I do get around taking my first trip to the UK, I can hit up Stanley and he can show me around.
Yeah, I think they're moving to France soon.
Oh, wow.
Stan was telling me that he's, I'm not 100% sure exactly what's going on with it, man. You'd have to speak to him yourself. But I think he mentioned about them getting some studio in France or something, that they were all, I don't know if they're going to live there or if they're just going to, like, use it to record or whatever. But, like, that was the kind of idea of what he was talking about, you know?
Very cool. I'm going to have... It's been too long since I had him on the show, so I tagged him in the post on Facebook, and, you know, they liked it, along with the Stevenson Ranch Davidians, who I had a chance to interview.
You keep mentioning bands I have a lot to say about, you know?
Yeah.
Dwayne from Stevenson Ranch Davidians is also a good friend of mine. He's a really, really nice guy. I love the band, obviously. I loved the band before I ever met them, and then when they were on tour, we played with them the night before we played with the Brian Jonestown. Basically, just, like, really, really hit it off with them. We started speaking a lot on Facebook and that, blah, blah, blah. The last time he was in Glasgow, he was, like, with his girlfriend's family, and they were just, like, travelling around Scotland. They went a bunch of places, and he was like, oh, hey, I'm in Glasgow. Like, I was just seeing the Nude Party, which is, like, another really great band. The night before, I was on the way home, and he messaged me, and I was like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? Because I'm in Glasgow. And I was like, I'll tell you what I'm doing tomorrow. Like, me and you are going to go get some food tomorrow, you know? And, like, we went out and, like, got dinner and that, and we just spoke for ages. He's a really intelligent guy, and he's got, like, a lot to say about the world and that, and, like, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, they actually opened for the Brian Jonestown Massacre last summer. When I saw them, and I was like, immediately, I have to get these guys on my show.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm pretty sure they have Rob from their band as an ex-member of the Brian Jonestown Massacre as well.
Oh, wow. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, they are awesome. I had
they're a really good band.
A lot of fun talking to them. Lot of fun. I did have a couple more questions for you. The next one is, like, one of the things I also love finding on Spotify with new bands is the album cover artwork. Usually if like, I can find a band that has, like, a cool album cover artwork, usually the band is, like, as awesome as the artwork. And I was wondering who designed the album artwork for your albums.
There's 3 different artists for the 3 different albums so far. Although I think possibly the 4th album might have the same artist as the 1st album. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I was travelling through southern Spain for a while, and I met a girl. Her name's Moth, and she does, like, really good art. She did our first album cover, which is, like, the green one with the kind of, like, genie type of thing at the front. The second one, do you know a band called Los Acidos?
What is it?
Do you know a band called Los Acidos?
I do not.
No, they're, like, a really, really great band. The singer, Miguel, is, like, a really great friend of mine. Basically, their ex-drummer did the second album artwork, the one that's, like, the kind of silhouette, like, angel type thing. He did that, and that's really great. And then there's a guy called Lex. He's just like a friend of... He actually did the artwork for Los Acidos' album. He did the artwork for our third album as well, so it's all different people.
Awesome. And where did like the inspiration, I guess, if you know offhand, like for those designs come from?
I don't have a clue, man. That would just have to ask them, because that was I didn't like have any specifications of what I wanted from either of the three of them. I just liked all of their other art and was just basically like, could you do a cover for us? The only one being that like the second one was actually an already finished piece by Javier Los Acidos' ex-drummer. I seen it on his page, and as soon as I seen it, I was like, that's an album cover, and so that was that. And then he added like the band name and the credits and shit for the back, did a really great job of that. So
awesome. Well, I mean, I love it. I love the artwork, and again, like, I love your guys' music. I was actually wondering, where did you guys come up with the band name, the Kundalini Genie?
Every time I get asked that question, I'm always like, I don't actually know. It was me that came up with it. I can't remember, like, what... there's not really, like, a specific reason behind it. It's kind of a piss take at spirituality. I suppose, like, obviously, like, I have my own aspect of, like, I suppose what is, like, esoterical or metaphysical or beyond, or, like, the fucking inner mysteries of consciousness or whatever you want to, or, like, God or all that type of thing. I've got, like, all of my own, not beliefs, but inklings or ideas or whatever, which I'm not going to go into, but it was kind of a piss take at, like, I don't know, man, like, I've, like, got dreads and stuff, and like a lot of people like kind of perceive me as to be like this kind of like chill, like hippie stoner dude, and it like really fucking annoys me because I'm not like that at all. It's just literally a hairstyle, and like people come up to me all the time like, hey man, like fucking you got any weed in that, or like do you smoke weed and stuff? Like I was at the bus stop 2 days ago, and a guy came up to me and was like, would I be right in assuming that you smoke weed? And I was like, no, I don't actually. I don't do anything. So like I think it's kind of like, it's almost like a piss take at that, like the pure, like the Kundalini Genie is like being perceived as like this pure kind of, there was a brief period in the band where I was like, kind of like almost like presenting myself as like this pure like on stage or whatever, as this pure like stone, like hippie dude, as a kind of, like as a kind of piss take to that, Aside from that, I'm not 100% sure. Like I like a lot of that type of stuff, and like any of like, so for example, like like Kundalini meditation and all that type of stuff I think is very interesting, but like obviously I've got my own perceptions on all of that, and I guess it was kind of like a light-hearted piss take at like spiritual people,
Definitely. I dig it, man. I dig it. I love the name. It really is, it stands out, and I definitely think, it emphasizes what you're talking about. It's a great name.
Thank you, man.
Absolutely. I have 2 more questions for you. I know we've been talking about music, but I am also a big movie nerd here. And I mean, I went to school for screenwriting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I actually have 2 things published on Amazon. If you want to check them out.
Yeah, send them to me after the phone call.
Definitely. The last 2 questions are: what are some of your favorite movies? And
Star Wars.
you and Stanley, man.
Yeah. I love, like, I almost exclusively watch, like, sci-fi and fantasy stuff.
Awesome, that's awesome. That's like sci-fi, fantasy, and horror are like my top favorite genres.
Yeah, like, I love Star Wars. Like, Star Wars is my favorite, I guess, universe, because, I'm so into Star Wars. Like, I love all the extended universe and stuff. I actually think that this is an unpopular opinion, but because all of the people who pure idolize the original trilogy, I think all 6 of the movies, and including all of the other now sequels, I think they're actually, and although I love them to bits, I think they're actually the worst part of Star Wars. Like all of the extended universe, the books, the comics, the animated TV shows, and that they're all so good. You know, but obviously, like I love the movies. You know, but like all of the extended universe stuff, like when it goes into Luke Skywalker after the fall of the Empire and shit, like oh man, it's the bee's knees.
Awesome. I am a huge Star Wars fan as well. I'm also a pretty big Star Trek geek. Also,
That's cool, man.
Love Star Trek.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up with it. I like, you know, people say to me, like, who do you like more, you know, Shatner or Stewart? And my opinion is always this. I say, Kirk made the Federation, but Picard is the go-to captain.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Last question here. I know you have your third album coming out. I was wondering if you have any other upcoming projects to promote.
Well, I've actually, in the next 2 years, I'm planning to put out 5 albums. So, like, they're kind of like, there's slightly different ideas for some of them, and some of them are following the kind of theme of like the whole psychedelia and that. But I'm like in the process of like acquiring, like I've got my own studio, and I'm kind of like in the process of like acquiring like the equipment that I need / want to get the sounds I want and to, you know, like all that type of thing. So the 4th album is going to be like hopefully the most like produced album I've put out to date. I want everything to be like really, really fucking like Dandy Warhol's level kind of like you know, like imagine like Godless, like the sound of Godless, like that kind of level of production, everything really clean and like, you know, all that type of thing.
Definitely.
So then after that I have like an idea for like a really lo-fi garage rock kind of fucking record, and then I'm also wanting to put out a really like indie and psychedelic record with lots of like acoustic weird instruments like ouds and bazookies and fucking all that type of shit. And then the 2 albums are kind of probably going to have like just similar themes to what's been put out so far, I guess.
Awesome, man. I cannot wait to check those out. I mean, as soon as they become available, you know, they're going on listening in my car.
Yeah.
I can't wait to check those out.
That's nice, man. I'll send you a link to the 3rd album that you can listen to if you want.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Interviewed us. Like, it's all finished in that. It's just not released. But I've got like a website thing that you could just put the password into, and like it'll like let you listen to it. So
that would be fantastic, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me on
Absolutely.
your show.
Robbie, it has been a pleasure talking with you. Thank you so much for taking the time to swim in the bowl with me.
Any day, man. Any day. We're just 2 lost souls after all.
Right. Thanks, man. I will definitely send you a link when this is posted, and I would love to have you on the show again anytime. Right,
brilliant. Anytime, man. Give me a message. Definitely. I'm your man.
Definitely. All right, man.
Right. Cool.
Thanks.
Right, take care.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.